Okay, let us begin. Dwara Sara Satya. Dwara Sara Satya. Dwara Sara Satya. Dwara Sara Satya. Om Mati Makiru. Heru Makiru. Protect. Okay, so I have a special presentation for you this evening. And this is from one of the tombs in the Valley of the Kings. I'm sorry, the Valley of the Queens. And so you'll see this is one panel that I'll use to introduce another panel. But you can see the let me get posture in order. So you can see the bright color all around, and the color of the glyphs, and the color of the personalities. And color of the glyphs, and you can see the lighting that they use to light these areas, the artificial lighting, but you can see the great detail in the sandals and in the kilt that is being worn by the male personality, and the dress by the female personality, especially on the bottom. You can see the serpents that she has embroidered on the bottom of her skirt. So these are good ideas if you want to make special clothing for yourself. You can design them after these depictions. You can see she has the dress with a single strap on both sides. And then she has a sash around her waist and tied in the middle, in the center. You can see here the great detail with her knee. You can see her knee, bent in her knee. You can see his kilt with the great detail. You can see how they're holding hands. She's actually grasping his hand. And notice that the personality, he's the real personality, and she is the divinity. And notice how he is red, like a reddish brown, and she is yellow, yellowish gold. So these are colors that are related. They have a special relationship between the colors. And so this depiction may not be the way how the personality looked in life, But this depiction may, because it's not associated directly with the divinity, but you can see the, the dark-skinned male. But this is an idealized format that is being used to relate the divinity and the personality in a mystical way. So the colors are correlated, meaning they bring together, they synthesize one into the other. And there is here is the full signature of this personality. And it reads, you can see the beautiful color of the writing. So we're looking at this personality now. It reads, Neb Dawi, Ursa, Amunra, Meri Ma'at, Ma, and here's another one of his names. So this means Lord of the Two Risings, the dominion and power of Amun-Ra, who is the hidden spirit of Creator Spirit, the hidden essence of Creator Spirit, power and dominion of the hidden essence of the Creator Spirit, who is beloved by Ma'at. And here is his other signature. It says Neb Kau Rameses. Here inside the Shenum is Rameses Hek Anu. So Lord of all the risings, who has been birthed by Ra, the ruler of the first place from which creation has emerged. Keru. So Makiru, true of speech, spiritually enlightened. And when you hear the term Ramses, like if you watch the old Ten Commandment movies and they have the King Ramses, this is where they're getting the name from. But it's actually Ra, the sun is. Mes, the tails of hares, so rabbits. Ra, Mes, Zes. So it's Rameses. And then they westernize it as Ramses. Rameses, which means being born from Creator Spirit, or being born from Spirit. Hek, the ruler, Anu, of the first place. The very center from which creation has manifest from. So he's all of these things, and presiding over this personality is Herubere, the sun disk with the two serpents. So this process that he's going through is he's being influenced by the spirit of Beret, Heru Beret. So Heru Beret is presiding over the spiritual promotion of the spiritual initiate. And you can see he has, so Beret is the, you have the two serpents encircling the sun disk. And you can see he has the cropped hair, but he's also wearing the diadem of the serpent power. You can see that the serpent is wrapped around the strap that goes around the head. And the serpent is rearing at a specific region of the personality. It's in between the eyebrows, in the center of the forehead. So in the alignment region of the pineal gland. And you can see there's a serpent on the side of the face, the side of the head coming down to the side of the face behind the jawbone. So behind the mandible. And so here's the jawbone. And here is the serpent. So back near right behind, in line right behind the ear. And so this is showing the raised serpent power. And it has association with certain fissures in the brain, etc. And this personality is the goddess. And this line of text from in front of her face to her feet are her text that's related to her. You can see she is turning towards the spiritual initiate. And look at her feet. Her feet is pointing away from him. But her torso, her body and her face is turning towards him. This means that the divinity has turned towards the royal. And that's what you want. You want the goddess to turn towards you. And she turned towards you when you propitiate her in a righteous manner, in a proper way. And the serpent on his head, the rearing serpent, is in line with the serpent on her head, but his is a little above hers. Meaning the head of his serpent is a little above the head of her serpent, but the bodies of the serpents are aligned. And look at their hands being projecting towards each other. So he's adoring her and she's adoring him. And they're having a mystical participation of exchange of spirit essence. And she is a special goddess in relation to Heru. Medu, Je, and Eteru Henu, Amente. These words are pertaining to the goddess Heteru. Heteru means the house of Peru, meaning the house of the spirit. And a mistress of Amentet. And Amentet is the netherworld, the astral plane, the dua. So she is the house of the spirit. And she is the mistress of the Amentet, the less phenomenal plane of existence, as we are referring it to in the Amdua class series. This, how do you know her name? How do you pronounce this name? Is Heteru, and the het is being made by the box. So the box is pronounced het, it means house. And it's a box with a notch in the left corner. And Heru is being made by the hawk in the center. And they put this is an interesting addition, that they put a T inside the box. You usually don't see that. So the T means an emphasis on the femininity or the feminine aspect, het. And T can also mean thou, or thee, or you. So by extrapolation, it's saying that you are the heteru. So she's saying that you are the same as I am. We are the same. And not same as in dualistic, like men and women are the same. Not like that. Meaning of the same very essence, inseparable, inextricably of the same essence. And we'll get to that. But you can see how cow horns with the sun disk on, and she's wearing a vulture crown. The body of a vulture with the wings of a vulture. You can see the tail and but with the face and the head of a serpent and the body of a serpent. And so the rest of the text related to her says, D, N, N, K, E, M, Ebseru, Jeta, M, Ang, Was, Ang, Was, Ang, Was, Was, Ang, Was. So, given to you, so she's giving to him. And one more aside note, you can see that he's wearing a wasp, a special kind of necklace. He's wearing bangles as well. And you can see here a Shen on his torso, near his navel. And the Shen means infinity. So keep in mind that Herubehet is the one that's presiding over all of this and directing it. So D, N, N, K, meaning given. She has given to you eternity at through the renewals, meaning the multiple renewal festivals, forever. Jeta means forever. Jeta, forever. By way of the powerful flow of life. So flow, was means flow, ankh means life, was means flow. So the powerful flow of life in the ankh. And the life that is being related to is the life of the spirit. Yeah, she's not dealing with temporal life. She's dealing with transcendental life. And we know that because it says that she has given him eternity. So she's not talking about anything physical or temporal. She's talking about transcendental spirit life. And here the Shen, which also means eternity, is on his body. So he has achieved eternal spirit being. And he's wearing the close beard to the face, real thin with the beard coming down off the chin, which is a symbol of divinity. The netter symbol wears the beard the same way. So it means that he's a netter, he's a divinity. And he's being fanned by the feather, he's being cooled. You'll see now how it is able for him to be cooled. So she has given him the eternal, which is transcendental, undying spirit. So think about how it would be to live your life as the transcendental, undying spirit. As a realization. So now let's go to this panel. Let me show you. You see that there's a panel here. We're going to go to this panel now. Okay, so let's see if we can find it. Yep. Okay. Okay, so let's go here. And here's the royal personality. And again, who is presiding over this process is Bede. Over his head. And you can see the elaborate kilt that he wore. And this is a long one, a longer kilt. With the bottom being transparent and above the knees being, solid. And here's the hawk-headed divinity. Just one moment, please. So here again, you have his signature, Nebdawi, Ursa Amunra, Merimaat, or Mermaat, Maat, Neb, Kau, Rameses, Ek, Anu, Keru, so Ma Keru. And presiding over is Heruberet. And behind him, it says, Sa'ang Ha-Hef Neb Au Awi Neb Mi Ra Jeta Hai. So this is Awit. So divine protective grace. That's the Sa'ang. Divine protective grace, which is infused with the life of spirit for all of his body parts. So body parts is Ha, F. So body parts Ha, F is Neb, all. So this protective divine grace, spirit exudation is for all of his body parts. And here, Awit, Neb, Mir, Ra. So for expansion, for all expansion, as Ra, or as creator spirit, forever and eternity. So all expansion for forever and eternity. So think about that here. The spirit substance essence is being infused into all of your body parts. Here, all of his body parts, which brings about a full expansion as creator spirit for forever and eternity. So forever, for as long as time and space exist, you will be expanding. So there is no end to spiritual enlightenment. Enlightenment is not, okay, something happens and then that's it, you're enlightened and then everything ends. Is expanding and expanding and expanding, and the expansion can go on because the spirit is infinite. So you expand into infinity. So it's not like today, okay, I had a spiritual enlightened experience and that's the end of it. You keep expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. This is a very powerful teaching. So it's nonstop. It has no boundary. It is not limited. It is beyond limitations, beyond boundaries, beyond thresholds. None of that relates to the spirit, which is Ra. And Ra is being made by the divinity. You see the same beard here on this symbol, which means nectar. It's the same beard we saw on the other one. He's not wearing one. And then the sun disk with a single stroke under. It means that they're talking about this divinity, which is spirit essence. So we're talking specifically about the spirit of Ra. And Ra is the creator spirit that everything manifests from. So talking about this specific aspect of spirit. And that expansion again is forever and eternity. And who is presiding over this process? Herubere. This Sa'ankh is a very special formula. And I actually have a Sa I can show you for those who have not seen it. And I have an Ankh as well. Hold on, I'll pull out the Sa to show you if you hadn't seen it. Wrong one. I'll be right back. So this is an actual Sa. Okay. And this is an actual Ankh. So the formula is Sa'ankh. This Sa is made from mahogany wood. From a piece of mahogany wood right from here. And was carved and shaped, not by me, by my brother, into a Sa. So we actually have one. And the Ankh is made from metal. It is made by, if you know him, Upset. So it's a special, very special formula, very special teaching of the Sa'ankh. And now let's go over to this divinity with the hawk head. You know, one of the forms, aspects of Beda is a divinity with a hawk head, especially when he is performing his battle against the fiends of Set, the forces of Set. So these 4 lines are related to this divinity. What I mean by that is that this divinity is to say espousing or bringing forth this utterance. He says, Medu, Je, and Amkeri, Ker, Kab, Sentru, NF, Asar, Su, Nef, Kau, Ra, Meses, Hek Anu, Pu, Makiru. So these words are being said from this exalted position, this exalted place, meaning this divinity is speaking from an exalted status. So this is not your friend talking to you, or your wife or your husband, or a mundane personality. And this is coming from an exalted place, an exalted. So it's not a worldly utterance, it's an exalted, coming from a high special region within the netherworld. So a special region, an exalted, from an exalted status. This is coming from this perspective of divinity. In the present, in the presence of the coolness and the purification. So the Kab, meaning that which is cool, that which is purifying. So technically, you say Kab Abu, or the purifying coolness of the flowing water of purification. So the purifying flow of the movement of the waters of purifying of mind. So libation. So coolness of the libation and the incense. For he who is Asar, the royal who is the Lord of all the risings. So he is the royal and is, so the royal Su. So Asar, the eye, and the throne, and the Su, so the royal Asar. So he's the royal Asar, meaning he is the royal spiritual initiate. All the spiritual initiates are called Asar because they don't identify with a temporal existence. They identify with the spirit reality of soul, which is Asar. And if you are a spiritual aspirant and you identify with that spirit reality of soul, and if you are a mature aspirant, then you too are called Asar. Neb, Kau, Lord of all the rising, who is, again, Rameses Hekami, the one who has been born from Creator Spirit, the ruler of the first place. And think about you, if you are born from the Creator Spirit, it means that you are of that same spirit essence. So your DNA is not a material DNA, your DNA is spirit. So born from Creator Spirit, ruler of the first land or the first place. Pu Makeru, this is spiritual enlightenment. So when you realize that you are essentially birthed from, and when we say birthed, we mean that the manifestation of a individual notion of identity, which is the soul. When you realize that the soul is a manifestation of spirit, then this is spiritual enlightenment. So it doesn't have anything to do with your physical body, or your physical nature. And we're talking about these elevated mystical philosophical principles. So when you realize that spirit soul is just that, soul born from spirit, this is spiritual enlightenment. And so the name of the personality is not merely a name. The name is a moniker for the spiritual realization status of the personality. So, you know, these are not crazy kings who are waging wars and things like that. And then we see him again. He's wearing a blue crown. And this is referred to as the warrior crown. And you can see he has the serpent again in the center of the forehead, the rearing serpent that now goes back over the top of the head. And again, the presiding divinity is Bede. And therefore, Beret is presiding over the spiritual enlightenment realization of the personality. So once again, Nebdawi, Ursa Amundra, Mermaat, Pu. So this, the Pu is being made by the symbol that's in between a square and a rectangle. That's the Pu, that's the P sound, P sound. And the U sound is being made by the coiled row. U, so Pu means this. In this context, it means this. And then Neb Kau, Virameses Hek Anu, Ma Kiru. So notice before, the Ma is under one of the names. Now, under the name that follows the Neptawi is the Ma, and the Keru is under the name that follows the Nepkau. But here, the Makiru is together. This Makiru, so this is spiritual enlightenment, meaning that this is this divinity and this person are essentially synonymous at the essence of being. So here it states Pu Makiru. This is spiritual enlightenment, meaning this is true of speech, meaning the conscious awareness of the essence of spirit being. Makiru means true of speech. It means that true of speech means awareness of unconscious mind. And the text related to this divinity here we have the baboon divinity facing the royal. Medu Je and Keri, Kurd, happy, Asar Su Nev, Tawi, Resar Amundra, Mermaat, Pu Makiru. So again, these words are being said from this exalted position. This expression is being made from this exalted position, this exalted place. In the presence of the divinity happy. So this is happy. And who is happy? He's one of the four sons of Haru. Haru has four sons. Duamatef, with the face of a dog. Kebsunu, with the face of a hawk. Amset, with the face of a human. And Happy, with the face of the baboon. So this is being realize in the presence of Happy, who is a manifestation of Heru. Asar Su Neptawi. So Asar, the royal, who is the Lord of the two lands. So he's the Lord of the higher and lower self. So he's exalted in the higher self, and he has dominion over the lower nature. So he is not controlled by the lower forces. He has attained power over the lower forces. And going back a moment, how do we know that this Happy is a divinity? Is again, you see the H, P, Y, Y. So this is Happy. And it's followed by the determinative for divinity. So Happy is a divinity. And therefore this realization is being actualized in this higher exalted place in the presence of Happy. So the Asar is the sovereign Lord over the two lands. So he is on the higher region. And there's a Kemetic teaching that says, serve on the higher and rule over the lower. Serve on the higher, rule on the lower planes. So he's in the higher region in spiritual ecstasy of realization of the nature of self, and has dominion over the lower forces. So is unbridled. It's not bridled by passions and such as greed, such as anxieties, frustrations. He's unbounded, unfettered by egoism. So therefore, he has dominion over the lower. And these symbols means pieces of earth. So it means lands, means dominion regions of spirit being. And Resar Amunra Merma'a. So he has dominion and power as the hidden essence of creator spirit, being loved by truth, by Ma'at, by righteousness. Pu des Makiru is enlightenment. So it's saying that he is enlightened because he is the sovereign ruler as Asar over the two lands. And he has dominion and power, stability within the realization of the hidden essence of creator spirit, and is loved by truth, meaning he's the moral, ethical basis of the personality is unwavering, is solid, is pronounced. And this is spiritual enlightenment. This is being a highly realized being. And so we'll end there for this evening because we ran out of time, basically. So when we come back next time, we can do the line behind of Happy. So I think you got a lot to see. This is high spiritual this is high philosophy, but not only to remain on the philosophical level, this is to allow you to realize what is being done here. The royal personality is actually a metaphor for you, the true spiritual aspirer, whether you're male or female. You know, like Hatshepsut is a female, and she is a metaphor for all spiritual aspirants, male or female. Here, Ramesses is the metaphor for all spiritual aspirants, male or female, because the realization is beyond male and female. Makiru means that you've discovered something that is beyond any tendril of duality. So there's no polarization. It's realization. And this, the point being is that all of this is being presided over by Heruberet, presided over the functional essence of the spirit, causing the movement towards Makiru, a spiritual enlightenment, which is the righteous destiny of every serious aspirant. Heru Makiru, Heru Makiru, Heru Makiru, Heru Makiru. Om Hetep, 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 Hetep. Do everyone until we meet again. Hetep.
Do it.